Okay, this clip here is from August 2016. It was MSNBC exploring the question, could Hillary Clinton win in a massive landslide? It's pure comedy. We'll check it out. I'll quickly show a little bit of the build-up, and then we'll get to the map. It's so funny.
From 1972 to 1988, where the winning candidate took at least 40 states and 400 electoral votes. Those were landslides. But since then, well, we haven't had any on that scale. And supposedly, it's just not possible anymore. But, and I don't want to oversell this here, but at least right now, in this moment, we're seeing an interesting possibility in this presidential race. Our new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll is out today. It puts Hillary Clinton up by 10 points over Donald Trump. And this is not the first poll since the conventions to give Clinton a double-digit lead. This is actually the fourth. 4 polls that have Clinton up by more than 10 points, or at least 10 points. Her lead is reaching levels we just didn't see in the past few campaigns. Now, maybe this is just a temporary thing. Maybe Trump is going to recover, and a month from now, we're going to be talking about a razor-thin race all over again. Totally possible. But there's another possibility. What if we're seeing something else, something deeper, a more permanent separation between Clinton and Trump? Could we be seeing our first true landslide in a long time?
Okay, now let's get to the hypothetical map that they make. First thing I'll notice, look at this. Florida is just shaded in blue.
With breaking news.
And that breaking news in the race for president, the Associated Press within the last few minutes calling Florida for Donald Trump. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jameson Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thanks for joining us on this historic election night. We're getting some breaking news coming in right now about Florida. And here are the very latest numbers on the Electoral College. 270 needed to win. Hillary Clinton with 131. Meanwhile, Donald Trump with 196. He's been in the lead most of the evening.
Strategy. So let's take a look. First of all, we have a poll out of Pennsylvania. This is a brand new poll. This came out a couple hours ago. NBC News, Marist. We'll look at
plus 11.
This, a double-digit lead for Hillary Clinton in Pennsylvania. Hardly the first double-digit lead for Hillary Clinton in Pennsylvania. This is the third one we've seen in a week for her. So Donald Trump, Pennsylvania is a big target, but all the evidence we have right now says Pennsylvania is still favored to be a Democratic state.
If this, we've just seen that Pennsylvania has been called by AP. I think for me, this is one of the most stunning results of the night. We had seen her up comfortably 5 to 6 points. When we go through the data and we look at where he sort of held up, it was in some of those suburban counties, huge showing in the western part of the state. You can see the faces right now. We're looking at a live shot that looks like Clinton headquarters. That's actually Donald Trump headquarters. I see all the red hats.
What about Ohio? We have a brand new poll out of Ohio. Donald Trump doing a little better here, but he is still down in Ohio, a 5-point gap. So again, right now, Donald Trump targeting Ohio just like he's targeting Pennsylvania, but he's not there right now. Clinton's still leading in Ohio.
Hillary Clinton won only 7 counties here in Ohio, and I'm going to peek in on this and let you look at it. 7 counties. So Hamilton, Franklin, Athens, Mahoning, Summit, Cuyahoga, and Lucas counties. So the mostly populated areas of our state. But in 2012, Obama took 17 counties to win the state. And what changed is Trump turned several of our northern counties red.
Another one, brand new NBC Marist poll out of Iowa today. Again, a little bit closer, but a 4-point lead for Hillary Clinton. This is supposed to be a ripe target for Donald Trump. He had his convention. He's had chances here. He was out there for the call.
What's up with all these polls? Plus 4 in Iowa.
Caucuses earlier this year, he is still trailing in this poll in Iowa. Closer, he could turn it around, but again, for right now, is Donald Trump ahead in Iowa? Not in this poll.
You're right, and he started saying on your show as well.
Oh, stand by.
Okay, we get another one?
Fox News can now project that Iowa will go to Donald Trump. 6 electoral votes for Donald Trump. Iowa, the state of Iowa. He has turned the state of Iowa to Donald Trump.
We don't have new polls today, but Wisconsin, Michigan, these are other states. Donald Trump has talked about flipping with the Rust Belt strategy. We have not seen a poll that puts him ahead in these states. So again, the burden is still on Donald Trump to show that he can do something. Mitt Romney.
So that was Wisconsin and Michigan. Remember how those went.
It is now official. Donald Trump is the first Republican presidential candidate to win Michigan since 1988. Our state's 2016 Electoral College unanimously confirmed what the public decided in November. granting 16 electoral votes for the president-elect this afternoon.
CNN now projects that Donald Trump will carry the state of Wisconsin. He will win Wisconsin with its 10 electoral votes.
And a whole bunch of other Republicans over the last generation or so couldn't do, and that is actually win these states. That's the first thing that's going wrong for Trump. The bigger problem is this, though. These are the blue states he thinks he can flip. How about the red states he needs to hold? How about the states Romney won?
So far, Trump won every state that he's talked about.
In 2012 that Trump maybe is just assuming he's going to hold. Well, check this out. Brand new numbers out of North Carolina. North Carolina was a Mitt Romney state in 2012. Well, right now in this poll, Hillary Clinton has the lead. Very close. Certainly Donald Trump could still win it. I'd call it a toss-up state, but we have seen polls putting Hillary Clinton ahead there. It is possible Hillary Clinton could end up flipping North Carolina.
Again, the map updating behind you, ABC and NBC, those two networks projecting here that Donald Trump has won the state of North Carolina.
That's right. So that's obviously a big state. The big three that we talked about at the very beginning of the night that Donald Trump needed, Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, looks like he's going to get projected to get all three of those. That opens up his pathway considerably.
Making it a blue state. Trump's problem, though, gets a lot worse than North Carolina. Look at this. Georgia, new poll, 7-point lead here for Hillary Clinton. Not the first poll that we've seen putting her ahead in Georgia. This is a state that last went Democratic back in 1992. Again, Donald Trump could still take Georgia, but Hillary Clinton certainly has a chance to flip Georgia.
It is the state of Georgia, 16 electoral votes. They are going to go to Donald Trump as well. Bill Clinton won it in 1992. Republicans have won it ever since. Donald Trump continues that tradition. The map continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller. The lead for Donald Trump gets bigger and bigger. He now has 244 electoral votes to 209 for Hillary Clinton. Of course, you only need 270.
All this talk about Trump turning blue states red, we could see the opposite happening with Hillary Clinton having a double-digit lead nationally. But it's not just North Carolina. It's not just Georgia. Look at this. This came out just about 2 hours ago. Kansas, one of the most Republican states in the country. The margin here was more than 20 points for Mitt Romney in 2012. Donald Trump leading by just 5 points in Kansas. He could be vulnerable in a state like Kansas. It's still a real...
Come on. He could be vulnerable in Kansas. Come on.
Of Kansas, 6 electoral votes. Republicans dominate in that state, except for 1964. State has voted Republican every election since 1940. It goes again to the Republicans, Donald Trump. State of Nebraska.
And look at that. You can't even really see that, but in the corner there, I mean, you can, just very small font. 7% of expected vote reporting, and networks are calling Kansas for Trump. This map, this hypothetical Clinton landslide, is pure comedy.
Stretch to say Hillary Clinton's going to win it, but there is the possibility there that Donald Trump is going to have to fight for it. So, again, you would take that and say, not a sure thing for Trump, just like we've seen polls that say Utah is not a sure thing for Trump, just like we've seen polls.
Remember 2016, Utah was like the state where that Evan McMullen guy was getting a little bit of the vote, not enough, obviously.
If they go enough for this character that's running all over the state, and we lose the state of Utah, that's devastating.
Devastating. That character that Donald Trump is referring to won't even identify him by name. It's Evan McMullen, an independent candidate who has a good chance of stealing Utah from the jaws of the Republicans and Democrats.
News is ready to make a projection on the state of Utah, projecting that Donald Trump will win the state of Utah, which has been very contested. Evan McMullen, a third party, a Mormon in Utah, gave Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton a run for their money out there. And that was very much in question, whereas it's almost always gone Republican. But this year...
Not really. 13% of the vote in called for Trump, way ahead of Clinton. Evan McMullen didn't even make the graphic, so I can't remember the exact percentage that he got, but it was nowhere near what Donald Trump got.
Around there was a question about it, and Utah has now gone for Trump.
6 electoral votes puts us up to 222.
That say Arizona, not a sure thing for Trump. In fact, there have been polls putting Hillary Clinton ahead there. When you get to a 10-point rate...
So look, according to this map right now, Trump is only at 152 electoral votes. That's literally half of what he ended up getting, 304.
Nationally, which you have 4 polls in the last week saying Donald Trump could have to worry about Indiana.
In Indiana, with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia.
Some of these states now are actually hard to find calls for because they're just kind of throwaways. He won Indiana, moving on.
He could have to worry about Missouri if this holds up, and it's a big if. Again, Donald Trump.
The state of Montana, New Mexico, Missouri, Ohio, Virginia.
Could close the
131.
Gap. Could be a different story in a month. But if Hillary Clinton could sustain the kind of lead she has leaped out into this race, you could see other states that suddenly get crazy. States you wouldn't have even imagined, like a South Carolina.
Let's keep going. 122.
Two other states have come in right now. The state of South Carolina has gone Republican. Of course, we were saying it is a solid Republican state. The only Democrat to win was Jimmy Carter in 1976.
Even at Texas, they could at
84. So he can't even crack 100 electoral votes.
Results coming in right now. Let's go through them. Starting out with the state of Texas, 38 electoral votes, one of the biggest prizes on the board, and Donald Trump, the projected winner in the state.
My most recent video actually was for years Democrats saying Texas is going to be purple, it's going to be blue. This clip I included there, very funny.
So,
you know what? Texas,
and so that
Texas is gone.
Texas is gone. Okay. So any talk of like, hey, you're turning purple, blah, 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 bullshit, gone. Sometimes I can barely hear you guys.
At least become competitive. And what it would mean doesn't mean Hillary Clinton's going to win all of these. It means we could have more competitive states than we ever imagined. That's the way the lay of the land right now at this low moment for Donald Trump. We'll be back right after this.
What a video. What a video. That was comedy. I'll finish the video there. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. I got a laugh out of that. I hope you did too. Either way, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.